in, and here's what's happening at Ewetopia Farms today.
Stop the noise! No, come on! The weather's not cooperating, so we're just trying to keep going.
There's different types of wrappers that you can get. It's far less mucky than if we were out in the field. Might be cutting second cut before we get the first cut finished.
Day is like this, a bonding day.
Let's get started.
We've only got about 10 more bales to wrap. And I'm going to get those bales all stacked up tonight. For all you crop guys that are watching me. And I'm going to apologize for that. Because I might have a couple ladies following me. So from now on, it's not going to be crop guys. It's going to be crop people. This way we'll cover everybody. So you crop people, I'm going to stack up those bales tonight and wrap the last 10. It's 9 o'clock at night. Chores aren't done yet, so I'm running a little late. But it's just a couple bad days, nights, and we'll be done. And in the morning, I'm going to, got about 80 more bales in the field that have to be wrapped. And that's all we're going to wrap for first cut. It's the 1st of July. It's the latest I've ever been, but it is what it is. So tomorrow morning I'll go out about 6:37 in the morning before Lynn gets up, and I'll go and pick up another 24 bales and I'll bring them home. I'm going to get cleaned up, and then I'm going to take Lynn out for breakfast because we didn't have no break for the Canada Day. So I'm going to take Lynn out for breakfast in the morning, and then tomorrow during the day I'm going to cover up, start wrapping the last 80 bales. And I think today's Monday. They say Wednesday is supposed to rain. So all the rest of the hay that's going to be coming off now is going to come off in a dry form, hopefully. So in that field I'm in right now, there's 80 more bales to wrap made in that field. And I probably have about 150 bales in the center that's going to be dry hay. And hopefully that turns out well. So right now it's getting a little dark. So I don't know if you can hear the sheep or not, but I'm going to lock the gates because I want to make sure no one's left outside tonight. And I'll feed them in a few minutes as soon as I have time. Because they don't look very happy. So I'm just locking them up right now. And I'll feed them as soon as I get my last 10 bales wrapped. So, you're just going to have a little patience right now. Stop the noise! Come on. Come on, guys. It's going to be dark here shortly. And it's a beautiful night, so I'm thinking if I left the gate open, they'll stay outside all night. Come on, bub. Come on. Come on, guys. Yeah, they're still eating off these rotten bales, and I don't like that. But as soon as I have a chance, I'm going to clean it up. Come on, you guys. Come on, get in the barn. Come on. Come on, you guys. Just make sure none are on the pile. Hey. Hello? What are you doing there? Come on. Honestly, I threw those bales out because they were no good in my eyes. But they had bad spots on them, so I just threw the whole bale out. But the core is good. And they're nibbling at the cores. So I think everybody's in. So a quick look at the field here. I don't see anybody. So we'll just shut this down. Come on, guys. Hey. Come on, guys. Get inside. Come on. Come on, get inside. Get inside. Come on, get inside. Come on, you guys. No. Come on. I'm really not in the mood right now. Jeez. Come on, you guys. I want to go in. Come on, let's go. Honestly. The other way. Oh, they just love this, eh? They don't have to work tonight, but I have to work, and I got everything to do. Come on, let's go. Come on, you guys. Come on. Shh. Come on. Better hurry up before they come back out. Oh, here they come. Come on. Come on, you guys, stop. Oh, really? You know something? I'm gonna do this later on. I'm not gonna do this now. They'll come in later on. I can be running these guys all night long. I'm just gonna finish wrapping these bales. There's 24 in this pile. I can take 24 home at a time. All nice square bales. And I got 10 more to wrap. And then we'll shut this tractor off and I'll start feeding sheep. I actually hear a lot of fireworks going off. And it's not at Ewetopia Farms, I can tell you that. But I'm going to feed the lambs first. And then I'm going to stack those bales up and try to get done here tonight. O'clock at night, and I think we're going to call it a night. Hey Max, so I guess we see all you people in the morning, you people from the crop followers, my 9%.
As I head out to do chores, the rams are already out in their paddock area. And I see a few of them have freeloaders on their backs. Oh, that reminds me, we got some really good news. If you've been watching it in May, end of May, some people came over and got some 4-H lambs. They took the lambs to a show, a pretty big show apparently, for the ewe lamb class, and one of the ewes that they got from us placed second overall. They said it was stiff competition, so we're really happy about that. If you look at the end of this video, I'll post a photo of the ewe who did really well. She didn't tell me how the other lamb did, but I'll ask her. I'll send her a message and ask her how that one did as well. But we're always extremely pleased when one of our lambs does well for someone at their new home. It's always great news. So we're really happy and congratulations. I always find it amazing that the birds feel comfortable just landing on a sheep's back. And I always wish that one would land on me, but they never do.
So we're just out today picking up bales of hay that we're still going to wrap up. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a storm system coming in from the west, northwest. Supposed to be some unsettled weather for a couple days. And once that blows over, we're hoping to do the remainder of this field in a dry form. So the problem I'm having with this field is, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lot of alfalfa. Alfalfa is really hard to get dried down where it doesn't mold. So you really have to have 3 good dry days for alfalfa. And see, this is why you grow orchard grass. You see that? See right here? See that grass? Well, that's where all the protein is. And that's why you grow orchard grass. So, that's twisted down a little bit for the thunderstorms. I'm still hoping there's 150 bales in that center of that field to dry down, and dry bales. We're going to do that after the rain. I got a few more wet bales to pick up around the side of the field. Probably one more trip. Just loaded that load up. I know it is the 1st of July. Normally you've lost a little bit of the quality of the hay, but I don't know if you can really see it, but that hay actually is extremely good yet. I think the most farmers, they wouldn't complain at all. But I'll just show you here. It's actually quite nice hay. It's got alfalfa in it. Quite leafy. It's actually great feed. So what happened here was we're wrapping more hay than what we really should be wrapping. But the problem is the weather's not cooperating, so we're just trying to keep going to get the quality of the hay because it's getting coarser. It's raining. We're not getting the hay off in the dry form. That's why we're wrapping. Now, I did jump the gun on this a little bit. I probably could have dry baled this if I left it for another day today, but you're not here. But right now the air is wet and cool. Not the ideal day for making dry hay. So I had to make a decision. I didn't want to lose this hay. So we baled it yesterday. It was only on the ground for 2 days. And we baled it in intentions of wrapping it up in plastic. And we did do a moisture count on the hay. Where the tractor is, there's a lot of alfalfa. The bales were testing about 30 to 40% moisture. On top of the hill, where there was a little less alfalfa, the bales were testing about 14-15%, which is getting to the point where you could leave it in a dry form. But we are going to wrap all this up in plastic. Not going to take the chance. Way too good a hay to waste. So I have to make a decision on that. We're going to wrap over 500 bales. I'll let you know tonight how many I got wrapped. More than I like to have wrapped for first cut, because we got second and third cuts coming on. And yeah, so you got to make a decision on that. You're kind of always guessing. It's working on you. But I try to make the best decisions possible. But I want to talk about another thing right today. I don't know, can you see that canopy right there in that field? That's actually pretty nice hay. I know when you look at the field, you see that brown tint on top. Well, that actually is orchard grass gone to seed. And it looks bad, but it's really not as bad as you think it is. There, I'm going to just show you. There it is right there. So see, it's gone to seed, but it's only that right there. It's not a big deal. All the rest of the stuff in the bottom is pure green. So that is a problem. That's an issue this year. I can't deal with it, or I can't. That's the best I could do. But that bottom canopy is pure leaves and pure green. It'll be fine. They won't eat the seeds, and we'll just throw them out for bedding. It's still going to be great feed. But I want to talk about something else for 1 second. Tile drainage. So people say, I see on Lynn's site there, our site, people don't understand what tile drainage is. In Canada, tile drainage is very important because we get those cold winters of minus 20, minus 25, which can put a foot of frost in this ground and heave the ground up. if you have no snow. If you have a little bit of snow, it's like insulation, the frost won't go in the ground, but you never know what you have. It gets very cold in this country. So just to make an example for you, this field is all tile drained, okay? And I don't know if you can see it, but see where that tractor's lying right now? You see that dent in the ground, that kind of valley? And that valley goes right up in here and goes right up to the fence line into my neighbor's property, okay? When we purchased this farm, that whole valley right here really produced nothing but a bunch of poor grasses and weeds. Because water laid in here. And water laid in here, and then it froze, and it heaved, and it dried out, and then the water laid in. And grass doesn't deal real well with that kind of climate in Canada. You might not have that much trouble in Europe, but in Canada, frost is a killer for us. And it's called winter kill. When you lose hay, lose fall wheat, fall barley, it's winter killed. It's because it freezes so hard, it kills out the crop. So what's happened here was we tile drained this whole field. It was about $700 an acre to tile drain. It's way more than that now. Someone tells me it's over $2,000 an acre right now to tile drain. I think we paid about $700 at that time, years ago. And they plowed in plastic pipe in the ground here. So when you have a flood, a lot of rain, any exit water goes down those pipes. And in that tree line right there, there's called a municipal drain. There's about a 12-foot ditch in there, and it's outletted in that ditch, and the water goes away. So once we applied the tile drainage, this whole valley is pretty well pure alfalfa now. So that's the advantage of tile draining a field. And when we tile drain a field, we basically are almost doubling the yield on the field, and a way better quality of feed, quality of crops, and you're in control when you have tile drainage. So that's a little story about tile drainage. So like I said, when we bought this farm, nothing grew in this valley, nothing. And now it's some of the heaviest producing hay I have. But I just want to talk about that, how important that is for us to tile drain in Canada. I think Canada is almost a world leader in tile drainage, I think. I've heard that. Don't quote me on that, but I think we are. So I'm just heading home. We stacked the bales on the flats because I have a pair of fingers for wrapping, and I can get more bales in the wagon when I lay them on the flat. They don't roll off. That's 24 bales, 18-foot wagons, and we're on the way home, and I'm going to get wrapping. You notice when I came down the road, I drove right in the center of the road. That just stops all the idiots from passing me when I'm trying to pull into the farm, because they can't figure out hay and a farm, there's a connection there. And it didn't rain last night. We
did bale up all the hay, and we are going to wrap it, because when he tested the bales at the front of the field, they were in the 30% moisture, and that means they would definitely rot if you didn't. So we're bringing them home, and this afternoon it will be a wrapping day. I'm out here to bring Max in. Like I've mentioned before, he's just obsessed with noises and excitement on the farm. And he runs and he barks constantly. And it actually wears thin on you very quickly. Max, come here. Come on, Max. Come here. Max. Max, come here. There's no more barking, okay? No more. Let's go in the house and take a break. Come on. Max, this way. Come on. You've had enough excitement for a day. Come on. See, he's just like his tongue's hanging out. He gets so worked up with that. So he's now gonna have a little house break. Max! But he tries to sneak back, you see. Come on. Good boy. So there's different types of wrappers that you can get. You can get the individual wrappers like we have, or you can get a tube wrapper. And with the tube wrapper, basically, see how Arnie's got all the bales lined up in a row like that? Well, the tube wrapper goes along and they stay in a line like that. So if you're driving in the country, you'll see plastic bales, but they'll be wrapped like a big giant tapeworm through the field. It's a little cheaper to use them because they use less plastic. The reason we don't want one of those on our farm is because of the weather here. So a lot of people do use them in Canada, but we don't like working in mucky conditions. And the lines, when you go to get them in bad weather, because they're snaking all the way down your fields, eventually those areas, when you drive in and out with the tractors in rainy weather and snowy weather and stuff, eventually it tears up your field and becomes a soupy, mucky mess. So you can get stuck. It definitely destroys your fields, and it's just messy, awful conditions to work in. We like it with the bales stacked right where Arnie can get them, because we have the way our barns are set up. It's easy for him to go back and forth, and it's only a few seconds from the bale to the barn. And although our yard definitely does get mucky in wet conditions and stuff, it's a yard, so no farmland is being damaged, and it's far less mucky than if we were out in the fields. So that's why we use this method, although it, like I said, it is slightly more expensive. Arnie's going to show us something here now. Not another burst tire. What is it? Oh, the tread.
Gotta get the phone number and take the number off this and get 4 new tires on here. I can't do without this machine.
No kidding, but these are flat too.
Yeah, just change all 4.
When did we last do them?
Went to Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. Oh, really? See, time goes by so fast. That, to me, that seems like we just replaced those tires last year. But apparently Nova Scotia has got to be, I don't know, 5-7 years now. Oh, so many equipment things. We're just so busy, we just can't keep up with everything, to be honest. We would have Roger helping us with this, but because it's been great weather for haying for a change. This is day 3 of the good weather. Roger's out helping his dad bale hay for their farm. So obviously, if he's got to do work at home, he's got to do work at home. He'll just be able to help us out if he's not busy on his farm. Let's see how that little arm there scoops up the bale and tips it onto the, I don't know, the carousel there. Wraps it around. I think it's 24 revolutions for a 6-layer wrap. I think that's how it works. Arnie will correct me if I'm wrong. And already our pile of hay is getting really, really high. We're hoping that this is the last first cut that we're gonna wrap. The intentions are to dry bale the rest of the hay. The rest of the hay is more grassy, so we're hoping to do that. But tomorrow's supposed to be a rain day, so it's not gonna happen tomorrow. We're waiting for another window like this to happen to attempt the rest of the first cut hay. And I don't know. Depending on the weather, we might be cutting second cut before we get the first cut finished. We'll have to wait and see. And over here, Arnie's got the next load of hay on the wagons at home. We're ready to offload and get going. As Arnie finishes the line of bales, I've made him a little surprise drink here. And we won't say what's in it because people are very sensitive if I say something they don't like. He spotted me. Are you thirsty? Say cheers to wrapping.
Cheers to wrapping. Can I say something else?
No.
I was thinking, this is kind of slow work, And they say you have to put a little extra plastic on this on the ends, instead of tube wrapping. Okay? So tube wrapping is probably a little better to have a place to put all your tubes. So imagine how many tubes we have. But I think probably the way to go really, if you're farming seriously, is go to an agri bag. You know, the big bags. Chop it up with a harvester. But the downfalls of that would be is this may be a little bit slower, okay? But if you go to an agri bag, or you don't call it, okay, you have to have that machine that fills the bags or rent it. You have to have a harvester. You have to have several wagons.
You have to have a tractor big enough for a harvester.
Whatever, all that. So at the end of the day, this is probably no dearer or anything cheaper.
And then you need a TMR mixer.
Well, then you have to figure a way to feed it, yeah.
So to use an egg bag probably costs you first at least $100,000 in capital investment. At least.
Because everybody says
At least.
I know, sure. But everybody says to me, well, this is tedious. But I'm thinking, they're not really being fair about that judgment, because this is a way to do it.
Probably you can't hear from that far away.
But I was just thinking, because everybody, listen, you irritating fly.
It's a deer fly of all things.
This is okay.
I'm not saying because I don't want anyone to criticize me on my channel.
Well, I always find that wrapping goes a lot quicker if you have a drink in you. Seems to be you're wrapping about 100 bales less. Anyways, nice day of bonding day in the farm, man. Just you and me.
Every day is like this. A bonding day.
It looks like a marshmallow epidemic.
Some kind of epidemic.
You know, Stephen King made a movie about the birds.
Yeah,
We could actually make a video about the marshmallows.
I know. I have nightmares about it.
We could build a tube and have you falling down in the marshmallows, like you're disappearing. And I could just put a bale right on top and leave you there. Oh, that wouldn't do too good for supper. Listen, Flaw, you're irritating me.
Well, that was another really long video. In the comments, let me know if my videos are going way too long and getting drawn out, because I really don't know if you prefer them a little shorter or a little longer. So be sure to let me know. Anyway, we're going to call it a day. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.